Be careful how you send out your message out there. Be extremely careful how you send out your positive message out there to the world. This is the topic we're going to treat today. I welcome you all to my page. Thank you for joining me today. If this is your first time of joining my channel, I'm saying welcome. Feel at home. We are one big happy family. I'm sure you are going to enjoy all the topics we've been treating here so far. And for my old subscribers, I will always be grateful to you guys for sticking and always joining me each time I upload a new video. Thank you so much, guys. I welcome you all. So let's talk about being careful on how you send out your positive message out there to the world. When you have something good happening in your life, it's not as if it's not good to share good news. We give testimonies in our churches. When something happened for you positively, that maybe God answered your prayer, your pressing need, you finally achieved that which you are looking for, it is always good to give glory to God. Sure, you can go to the church and give your thanksgiving so that the world will rejoice with you in the church. But there is something we need to touch here that is extremely careful so that we do not fall into the temptation of suffering it in the end. What am I talking about here? How you send out your positive good news out there to the world. And as you're watching me right now, you know you belong to that sector of people who works in an office firm. Then something positive happened for you. Maybe you are just getting married newly, or maybe you got a contract, or you are pregnant newly, and maybe there's a celebration going on. There are other things, good things. You know, when you're asking God for a blessing and He happens to bless you in the end, you are so excited. You are filled with joy. Or maybe you got something tangible. Okay? Then you happen to share it with the people in your office, maybe your colleagues. Out of happiness, you kept on telling everyone who cares to listen, even the ones who doesn't want to listen. You kept on sharing your message, telling them, oh, I got this, oh, I got visa, oh, I'm getting married newly, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, when it comes to this stage, you really have to be careful because the minds of human is filled with evil. Not everybody will be happy for you. You can send out your signal of positive news, maybe in the church when you give your testimony, or you allow the whole event to unfold itself so that people will get to see what God has done in your life without you knocking on their door telling them whether they care to listen or not. You keep knocking on their door telling each and every one of them, you got this, you got that. If you do that, surely that is when you start having a problem. The truth is, when God is lifting you up, you are at the peak, at that moment in your life when the temptation is high. So you have to be very careful how you tread on the path of this journey called life, mostly when God is lifting you up. You might be suffering. You will see friends. In fact, they will always tell you, don't worry, everything is going to be all right. Very soon, God will answer you. And you might even have them giving you little money or maybe giving you foodstuffs, always encouraging you to keep up moving, that, you know, everything will be all right. Then check yourself finally when you, at the end of the whole process of your suffering, you finally receive that your blessing from God. And out of happiness, you are sharing it. Those same people, those same friends encouraging you that all will be well in no distant time will turn around and hate you, will turn around and be unhappy for you, will begin to envy and jealous you. Why is it that people always love it when we are suffering? They love to give encouragement that we are going to make it through. By the time you finally made it, here lies your enemies. You will start growing enemies from nowhere, all because God has finally answered your prayers. Those same people telling you that all will be well will turn around, begin to fight you. Why is it that? You see, we all pray, asking God for a blessing, asking God to lift us up, but we're forgetting something in the end. Don't you ever forget that when God lifts you at the end, the higher you go in life positively, the higher your enemies will begin to climb. Do not forget that. Because we make these prayers, which is a good prayer. Of course, I won't tell you because of what the enemies will do that you shouldn't go ahead and make your prayer declarations, asking God to lift you up. Of course, I will not say that. It's a good prayer, but it's just that I want to remind us, let us have it at the back of our mind that when God is lifting you up, you are at that peak of your enemies also rising and opening their eyes, watching every step of your way. So the best you could do for yourself is to keep certain things to yourself. If you truly want to give thanks to God, you don't have to go about telling it to people in your work premises, in wherever you walk, or just there on the road. All you need to do is to enter the church with your thanksgiving things and give thanks to the Lord, thanking Him for what He did in your life, or maybe in the life of your family. That is how you should do it. Let us be careful on how we dish out news out there. Do not forget that in your rise in your life, that you are at your most dangerous peak. Be very careful. As you are rising, you are at your most dangerous peak. Not everybody will be happy for you. Not everybody will be happy for you. Not even your neighbors. At least majority of people will not be happy for you. Some will be happy for you, but how many of them will genuinely and truly be happy for you? So let us curtail ways we spread out this positive news. I've said it. It's not as if you will not share your wonderful testimony. You can share that by taking your things to the church and thanking God for blessing you. Then the next place to share it is within your immediate family. Maybe within your husband, within your children, within your general family. You can share that your great news, because these are the people looking up to you and hoping for the best to happen in your life and in their life as well. So you can share it with them. But you see these ones outside, no, be very careful. Don't even come to say something like, this is my bestie, I have to share this news with my bestie. You see this bestie of a thing, that will be the topic for another day. But be very careful. So long as this life is concerned, there is nothing like your bestie. There is nothing like your bestie. The moment you start achieving things in life, that is when you will know if your bestie is truly your bestie. There's always a term of jealousy and envy, spirits of jealousy and envy in all we are doing in life. So you have to be very careful. Maybe you are the type who works online, you do a lot of things online, and you happen to get paid online, and you notice the amount of money they paid you is quite huge. Out of that happiness, you start sharing the same good news with your friends. Maybe telling them, let's go and buy a drink. I'm ready to pay for all the drink. This is what happened for me. You are making a hell of a mistake. You are making a great mistake. We have heard news, times without number, where men gathered to drink and one was poisoned out of drinking. Some time ago when I was growing up, I heard this news. Yes, I happened to have come across that same guy when I was growing up. When I mean growing up, I mean like as a child. As a child, like ages like 11, 12. So this is somebody I always see also on the street. But the news broke out as at then that he got a visa. As a child, I didn't even really know what visa is all about, or, how to go about it. I know nothing about visas. But the news broke out then that this guy got a visa to US, to America. He was to travel. And out of happiness, he shared the same news amongst his friends. And all of them agreed to go and have a drink and rejoice over the great news. And what happened? What happened? He was poisoned. Even till date, when I think about my childhood days and I still remember the faces of certain people or some people I normally see then, when I come across his own, because as I'm even talking right now, I still remember his face. He was a good-looking young man then. I still remember his face clearly. Then we heard that he was poisoned where they were having the drink. That after the drink, he left and started swelling up. That before he died, he was all swollen. And they killed this innocent guy just like that, out of what? Spirits of envy, spirits of jealousy. See, it's there for the fact that there was once upon a time a story about a Jezebel in the Bible, and for the fact again that was once upon a time a story about Pharaoh in the Bible. What makes you think you can eradicate jealousy and envy in the world of today? We still have those pharaohs walking up and down. We still have Jezebels walking up and down. People, some evil people are still taking people's lives till date. What killed him was that he shared his awesome, wonderful news, and that was what took his life. Okay, let's just say that that time there was no much knowledge on how to live our life, how to live a coordinated life. What about today? You open your TV, you hear the pastor saying it, you hear motivational speakers saying it, you hear even people saying it. You walk on the streets, you hear them saying it. Why won't you learn and be careful with how you share your news? I don't care what that thing is that gives you so much joy that can make you to open your mouth like a tap. You have to be very careful. Even if you just receive a promotion in your office, or maybe you got a visa, or maybe you got a contract, an appointment, or maybe you bought a new house, you bought a new car, or maybe you took in newly, maybe you and your husband have been searching for the fruit of the womb for so many years, and all of a sudden, miraculously, you took in. And so many other wonderful positive news elsewhere. Maybe you were paid huge amounts of money. In the world today of social media paying us, that is, if you know what others know, if you are the type that also works online and you happen to get your own pay, be very careful how you share this news. The best way to share this news is within your family. Then the next is to God. You go give God his own and thank him in the church. It's a Thanksgiving. One thing about Thanksgiving you see in the church, none of those people going to do Thanksgiving will come out to tell you what God did for them, except the ones showcasing their newborn baby. For the fact they carry the baby and walking towards the altar, that is when you sitting down will know that, oh, okay, they just had a newborn baby. Other than that, there are so many Thanksgiving happening in the church that you don't know what is going on. None of them will come to tell you, I gave this Thanksgiving because I got this. No, it is between them and that priest or the pastor and God. The congregations, yours is just to cheer them up, clap for them, thank God on their behalf, thanking God for what you don't even know, thanking God for that same thing that they will not tell you of. They don't need to tell you. God already knows the reason they were there. God already knows the reason they are presenting all those gifts to him, out of joy and happiness and a heart full of thanks. It is the best way. You see, this idea of telling people, more especially in your workplace, in your office, you tell your neighbor, maybe all of you are sitting in a kind of big hall and you are telling your neighbor the things God is doing for you. Be very careful. You are taking a big risk. You are putting your life on a dangerous zone. Be very careful. Who told you that neighbor is happy for you? Who told you? It is difficult to actually see people genuinely happy for people. There are still good people, no doubt. We still have good people. But the thing is, how many are there? The bad always outshines the good. So the good are just struggling to outshine the bad by staying in your own lane without crossing the path and mixing or mingling with the bad. You happen to get something huge online, like I said, maybe payments, and you are telling your neighbor and you are telling your office colleagues, expecting them to be happy. Some might be happy for you. Majority will not be happy for you. They will find a way to destroy that thing. Those evil will find a way to destroy that thing. They will always look for that loophole to destroy things for you. I'm not saying that when God blesses you, you should continually appear dirty, appear in rags just to prove that you don't have it. No. Always look good. Always look your best and have them thinking and wondering what is going on in her life, what is going on in his life. Even if they come to you to ask you, please, can you leak the secret from me? What is actually going on in you? Tell them it's God. God is awesome. God is good. God is wonderful. You can't go wrong with these sentences. You can never go wrong with them. You are telling them the goodness of God in your life without spelling it out to them, because they don't need to know. They are not your God. They are not the one who blessed you just like God did. So you owe them no explanation. You owe them absolutely no single explanation. Live your life with every boldness. Live your life with every courage. Live your life fearless of no one. Only fear God. That is all you need to do. Live your life fearless, respectfully. Living your life fearless doesn't mean you should go about insulting people. No. You stay on your lane and I stay on my lane. I don't have to fear you. I don't have to insult you. I'm not going to cross your path before anything can happen. I have to mind my business. Live this life of you are in good terms with everybody, but at the same time, no one is your bestie. The way you treated this one is the same way you are treating the others, respectfully. But be very careful how you open your mouth. Let us all be very careful how we open our mouths, talking things, including myself. Let us be very careful so that if God has apportioned you to be up to 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, and thereabout, you will be able to get to that age before you leave this world. Do not allow any mere mortal cut your life short, all because of what you said, what came out from your mouth. Because when you think you are sharing a good news with people of like minds, you are wrong. Don't think the way you are is how another person is. No. Another person is totally the way he or she is. You are different from them. And don't come out to think that everybody will have your heart. Everybody will not have your heart. And everyone mustn't have your heart. You are totally different in this world. Even if you have a lookalike, that lookalike does not have your heart. The kind of heart God gave you, that lookalike doesn't have it. They have their own. You can look like someone else, that's what I mean. But the heart belongs to you and you alone and no one else. So be very careful how you share your testimony so that you do not be the reason you will cry tomorrow. That is if you happen to be alive to even cry. So we have to be very careful. For those of you sharing wonderful news in the office, be very careful. Stop. If you are the type that does it, begin from today as you are watching me. Stop. Or you owe the people in your office, assuming they ask you a question, what is going on? Tell them God has been good. End it there. Another thing you need to do is to go to Thanksgiving. If you want to go to Thanksgiving and give thanks to God, you can celebrate within your house if you want to. I'm not saying that if you are the type that calls people to come for your child naming ceremony, dedication, baptism, that is bad. No, it's not bad. But as you are inviting people, still be very careful. Invite them for that event. Do not stay in that event telling them other things God has been doing for you. Leaking all those secrets one step at a time. Even though they were there for your child dedication and you are telling them other things they did not know about, you are putting your life and the lives of your family in danger. You've already invited them for child dedication. That's enough. And within that child dedication, be very careful with your baby. Do not allow everybody to carry that child around in the name of, we're happy, you guys have a child now, we're happy for you. Do not allow everyone to be carrying that child one after another. As a matter of fact, after the church of that child dedication, you all got back home, food is served, people are eating, music, merriment, take the child inside the room. Have the child stay with whoever that's, maybe your mom is around, your grandmom or whoever, any family member in that house. Take your child inside. Let them have that child inside without bringing that child outside again. Because you invited people to actually come and drink and eat with you. You did not invite them to come and be carrying your baby up and down. No. When they ask you about that baby, tell them the baby is sleeping. tell them the baby is sleeping. Or you can boldly tell them the baby is inside, that you don't wish to bring out the baby again. That you all can go ahead and, have your merriment. When you are bold and outspoken, people will actually know how they cross your path. They have to be very careful as well. Just do it politely without insulting anybody. If you don't want to tell them the baby is sleeping, tell them, no, the baby has gone inside. Let's proceed with what we're doing. And that's it. And in that merriment, just drink, eat, laugh with them. Do not go telling them other things they don't know and they don't even need to know. No, end it at that child dedication. Let the topic of that day be strictly on congratulations on your child dedication. That is all. So we're saying this just to help each other open our eyes that the way you reason is not the way another person reason. So be very careful and be wise in your dealings so that you don't cry at the end out of what you caused for yourself. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed this topic. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please endeavor to subscribe and give me that thumbs up. It's very important to me. I love it a lot, okay? Give me that thumbs up so that other people will actually watch and hear what the message we have. And every of us will apply it in our day-to-day life to help our living. Let us do the ones we can do and leave God to handle the rest for us. So thank you once again. I have to leave you all right now, and until next time, I will bring another interesting topic. For now, I have to say goodbye and take care of yourself.